Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary, welcome back to the vlog. Today we are going to be answering your questions and we'll be talking about the Jets' new helmets. Let's get into it. All right, so first and foremost, my thoughts on the helmets. Not too surprising that they went with the black. So I actually got a DM a few months ago saying that the Jets were going to go with the black helmets or like a hint that they were going to go with the black helmets. And I wasn't exactly sure if I bought it. I was like, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. And then I remembered, and then the day of when Woody Johnson, tweeted out what he tweeted out, I was like, is this going to be the vintage look, like this logo that's next to me, or is this going to be the black? And he's like, the black one's pretty much the black with the inverse of what they have now. So I went with it. I tweeted it out, and then a couple minutes later, they officially released the helmet. So I got one right, which I usually don't have insider sources. I never claim to be someone who's like, oh, my sources say X, Y, and Z. So if I ever say something like that, just know that I got the information from somewhere and that I trust the person enough to go with it. But yeah, in this spot, they were 100% right. I don't know why I doubted them, but supposedly you're only allowed to add one alternate. Like, you can't have multiple alternates. So the Jets were going to go something that matched with their black jerseys. They didn't want to give those up, which I get. I like the black jerseys, and I like these helmets too. It's just, it feels a little, I don't know if tone deaf's the right word, but it felt like they were hyping up this logo, the 80s, 90s retro Jets logo, and they just decided to go a different direction. So a little frustrating. I get it. I like it. I think it looks cool, but overall, I think fans are a little disappointed, and I get it. All right, and I got some questions for you guys, or from you guys rather, on the vlog that I was gonna do. First one is expectations for Quincy Williams. I think the Jets are gonna start Quincy. I think he's gonna be one of the two starting linebackers. It'll be CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams. I'm a little bit worried with him because last year he was really inconsistent. There were some weeks where he looked like a blossoming star. He looked like he was gonna be really, really good for this Jets team. And I was like, awesome, okay, good. They have someone, they found someone. And then the week after, he would be just taking these very bizarre routes, missing tackles. He over pursues a little bit, and maybe some of that's coachable. And I hope that he's, able to resort into a more consistent, I guess is the word to utilize, a more consistent linebacker. But I would be lying to you if I said that I wasn't a little bit worried about him going into this year. I think he's probably best suited as someone who's a rotational guy, but he's gonna be a starter because the Jets don't have a ton of depth at the position. Next one, Mekhi Becton Pro Bowl this year. I would like to say that. I'm not going to, though. I'm gonna say he's a plus starter, but I don't think he's gonna make the Pro Bowl. There's a lot of guys in the NFL who could be Pro Bowlers, especially at right tackle in the AFC specifically. Sure, there's a chance that he could maybe become a Pro Bowler. I thought last year there was a chance that he could be an All-Pro player. I'm just minimizing, I guess, or tempering my expectations for Mekhi this year. Really, I just want to see him healthy and, looking like the player that we saw in his rookie year. So I like Mekhi. I'm very still much in on Mekhi Becton, but I'm not at the point where I'm going to say he's going to be in the Pro Bowl. I'm not quite there yet. Show me that you're healthy and can play a full season first. Next one, who will have the bigger year, Sauce, DJ, or Hall? Unfortunately, I like Bryce Hall a lot, but I think he's going to be their fourth corner. And I think their starting cornerback trio, because they're going to run a lot of slot corners. I think you'll have Michael Carter II in the slot. I think you'll have DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner on the outside. I think Reed will be a lot better than people anticipate, but it's hard for me not to say Sauce here. He was taken fourth overall. Expectations are sky high for him. Now, I don't know if he's going to be like Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate because, let's face it, the position, it's very rare that a cornerback is able to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Normally it goes to an edge rusher or a linebacker, but he would have to have a monster year. I think he comes in as an above average starter. Maybe a Pro Bowl caliber player, but I'm not quite at that point yet. I think that's his ceiling, a Pro Bowl / All-Pro kind of player. But I think Sauce has a big year. I think DJ Reed is very solid, a plus starter, and I like Bryce Hall. I just don't think he's going to get a ton of opportunities, unfortunately. Next, and I love this one. How many football players on the Jets could you fight? And let's say they come in waves of 2. Initially, My gut, I wanted to say give me the kicker and the punter. So give me like Greg Zerloin and Braden Mann, and maybe I'd have a chance. But then I remembered that one kick and I'd be down. I'd be done. If they connected on a kick, which is if it's 2-on-1, which I'm assuming that's what it is here, I'm toast. So 0. I would be obliterated by every single player on this roster. There's not one single person that I think I could take in a fight, let alone one-on-one. And now you're saying 2-on-1? Here's your answer: 0. I would get murdered by anyone, including the kicker and the punter on this team. Last one, how do you feel about the new helmet? So we talked about this one a little bit at the top, and that's kind of going to be the big storyline in this vlog and just, a topic of conversations today. The helmets. I think they look cool. I think it's going to look really nice on the field. I've seen some photoshops with the black jerseys, and I like them. I think they look cool. I'm at the same time a little disappointed because I feel like they dropped the ball because it was so obvious, and not every single, but a lot of people were clamoring for just the throwback looks. It would have been really cool, and it represents a good era of Jets football, which that was another thing. I had someone arguing with me online that the 80s was not a good era of Jets football, which I really don't understand. The Sack Exchange was a very good era of Jets football. They made it to an AFC Championship game. They made the playoffs a couple other times in the 80s. When I'm thinking of bad Jets eras, the 1980s is not coming to mind. This most recent decade comes to mind. The 70s come to mind. The early 90s come to mind, but the 80s, late 90s, and the 2000s are, and obviously the late 60s, are good eras of Jets football. So that one I just did not understand at all, but I like them, but I just think they could have did a little bit better. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for the questions this week. Been a lot of fun. Stick around on the channel. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.